Hello and welcome to The Good, the Bad and the Worst, a podcast where we watch movie trilogies and figure out which movie has an unfortunate regurgitative reaction to mistruthing. I'm your host, Monsignor Griner, and joining me tonight...
I'm a Nazi child masturbating in the bathroom, and the game is afoot, eh, Watson?
And I'm Luke Morgan, and look, I know you guys think I'm a hippie, but can we just take a second to imbreviate this moment together?
All right, boys, we are doing the Knives Out trilogy. We're going to be doing lots of bad accents tonight, so I hope everybody listening really enjoys that.
I do declare.
I do declare. I love a movie where it feels like everybody's having a really good time, and I think these movies fit that to a T. Do you guys have any movies that you enjoy where you feel like the actors are enjoying themselves?
Yes,
I really
the Knives Out trilogy.
Do you have any other examples? Because the other examples that I can think of off the top of my head is something like Anchorman. Like I feel like everybody in that is just enjoying themselves. They're having a good time.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
You guys got any other examples? It is often comedy.
It's usually comedies, yeah, because that's everyone's just trying to
Like
each other
Hangover.
laugh at those, I guess.
I felt like the Hangover guys were having fun together.
Yeah, they probably went to Vegas and got in some trouble, and that would have been pretty good. I don't know. I feel like you sprung this on me. I haven't had time.
Sorry, I probably could
go
have
through all my filmography and my
The
history.
Mighty
and
Ducks,
be like,
they were all clearly having fun together, you know?
Yes,
like they were a
yeah,
family.
well,
Emilio Estevez was loving life when he was making those movies.
Exactly.
just hanging out with kids all day. Yeah, I don't know. Like often it's like sort of actor showcase films like this. I feel where there's a bunch of them and they're playing exaggerated versions of themselves and they're just having a laugh. But yeah, I know you mean. In this one, you definitely feel like that. It's when you get kind of like visionary directors who really seem to have something like that energy translates and they know exactly what they want to do and they're just trying to make something fun and that becomes infectious, right? Like on a project where everybody is just when everybody is trying to make something great and trying to sort of identify a vision, you can feel an energy to it, I think. And like, yeah, this movie, I think part of its success and sort of the juggernaut that it became for a few years is because of that. Like, it kind of reminded us of something that we hadn't seen in a few years. It's like, oh yeah, movies can just be joyous moments where everybody here is just having a great time and they believe in what they're doing.
Yeah. I think sometimes like you get glimpses of it too when you give an actor a really fun role. Like one I saw is that everybody is really hating themselves in the Twilight movies, but then Michael Sheen is just having the time of his life in the final movies.
Yes.
I think there's some other examples like that as well. Knives Out though, great series of movies. Do you guys remember your exposure to the first one? How you came across it, Luke?
Yes, vividly, actually. So like I hadn't watched any trailers for it, so I didn't know anything about the movie other than it was received very well, like it was reviewing very well. And I'd seen, I think it was just like a quote or just some sort of like review headline that basically described as like, you know, Clue the movie, like Cluedo the movie or whatever. Had no idea it was going to be like a comedy sort of thing. I was like, oh, cool, a murder mystery like movie. This will be fun. So my wife and I were in a nearby town where there's a better cinema than our local cinema. And I was like, oh, there's this movie. Do you want to go see it before we have to go back and, you know, pick up our kids and all this sort of stuff? So I was like, yeah, let's go out and watch a movie together sort of thing. So went into this pretty blind. And I remember walking up being like, what a delight that was. Like, what a delightful cinema experience to go in with not knowing anything about this and have such a great time watching it when I walked out and just like then talking about the movie like for the hour and a half trip home sort of thing. It was really good. I don't know. I love the first Knives Out and I can't praise it enough. Then Glass Onion, I think I watched on Netflix when it released on Netflix. I think there may have been a limited cinema release, but I didn't see that at the cinema. And then, yeah, the new one, was keen to go to the cinema, even though it will be on Netflix this week. But I was keen to go to the cinema to see it as soon as possible.
Yep.
Yeah. The first one, like the original Knives Out, is a weird kind of blind spot for me where it came out and was this huge phenomenon. And I saw it at the cinema, but for some reason, like there are some movies that you can remember and you look back and you're like, yeah, I know where I was. I remember the experience. I love it. And it sort of almost makes an impression. This is this weird movie that I've always been like, I know I liked it. But honestly, I don't remember where I saw it, when I saw it, how I felt when I saw it. I know I saw it at the movies because it was like Ryan Johnson, Daniel Craig's. This might have been his first film since being Bond as well. I can't remember.
It was like a month before COVID. Like it was like 2 months before COVID, like December 2019.
It's pretty close, yeah.
Right before COVID hit. So it's hard to. It is a weird, like all the stuff that's happened since then. It is hard to remember that, but
and I guess it's like the foresight of it kind of colors it, where afterwards it becomes this huge thing. But at the time, it wasn't. Like no one really expected it to be a huge thing. I don't think it was. I think it was. It had some curiosity, sure, and it became pretty big in the end. But I wasn't like, oh wow, the next. This wasn't an event movie at all. And so it's kind of just been lost to time in my mind. That's not to say it's not good. It's just a weird thing where I'm like, as you say, Luke, you remember it vividly. I'm like, I could not tell you where I saw it or anything about it.
Yeah.
I just came out being like, wow, I do remember being like, that was good. They still make good movies at the cinema. That's cool.
Yeah, I only saw this when it came out on Netflix. Like I'm pretty sure it actually didn't come to our town, to be honest.
Possibly.
Yeah. And then, so I watched it on Netflix and remember really enjoying it. I love a good whodunit. And you're right, like having Daniel Craig in it, I think was a bit of a pull, right? Like he'd just come off his run as Bond. He'd done a few things in between, like Logan Lucky, but wasn't like in a lot of stuff. And now it's kind of weird. Like it feels like he went from being Bond to being Benoit Blanc, and then that's his roles, right? Like it's not like he's been doing a whole lot of other stuff in between that's really stood out.
No, he's made one other film, Queer, and that's really it. And then he's sticking with this. Like he's got some stuff listed, but yeah, he's really kind of. I mean, his salary for No Time to Die was $25 million, so like he doesn't need to do anything anymore, I don't think.
Apparently, he's very well paid for the Knives Out movies as well, is my understanding.
Yeah, yes, yeah. I think that Netflix deal was pretty a pretty incredible deal, and so I think he's doing what he wants to do now. Like credit to him, this character feels like a really good sort of evolution where it's not completely trying to be like. Distance himself from Bond. He's kind of still leaning into a little bit of the, the suit-wearing gentleman, but he's also taking the piss out of it. And it feels like there is a willful sort of rejection or a willful like, hey, I know what you think of me, but I'm not just that, And like, I kind of think this is silly. This character is silly, and there's a very sort of like meta choice of casting Daniel Craig as Blanc.
Yeah.
Like right down to the heightened accent that's so over the top, but so kind of works because it's like this guy it's not quite parody, but it's very tongue in cheek.
It's I don't know, it's kind of a weird movie for me, just how well those elements work in it. Like he is so over the top, his accent is so over the top. Some of the things he says are like so like they're stupid, right? Yeah, like he's talking about donut holes and stuff in the first one.
One of my favorite quotes. I still quote it all the time. Is like,
yeah. and yet, at the end of the day, he like solves the mystery and knows exactly what happened and is able to deduce it all. And he's not doing it in an aloof way like a Sherlock Holmes. He's still, he's still there and he's living it, and he's kind of helping the good guys. Like I don't know. I think as a character, I think he's really fascinating, and I really, really enjoy him. Like, I hope we get a lot more Benoit Blanc.
Grana, when you'd seen the first one on Netflix, was like Glass Onion coming out, or was it out as well? Like, had you?
No. This like it was. I remember like Netflix bought the rights to it or whatever. So as soon as they did that, it came out on Netflix pretty quick.
Yeah, that wasn't instantaneous.
No, it wasn't. But I think it was streaming on Netflix before it was released anywhere else. Like, it didn't stream on another platform or anything. So I watched it then. I think I watched it pretty much as soon as it came out on streaming.
Yeah, okay.
Memory.
Yeah. So yeah, they bought the rights in 2021.
They must have been streaming it before that, I'm sure.
I think they did. I think it was one of those movies that did really big numbers on there as well. And so they were like, Yeah.
And it's funny they're
As they were,
mentioning
they-
talking to the Netflix guys in the first one as well, like selling the
Yeah,
books rights. They're like talking to the next. We have have a deal lined up with the Netflix guys.
Yes.
Who knows? Who knows
It's
what
good
was happening?
foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Should we get into the stats?
Yes.
Yep.
Stats.
Knives Out came out in 2019, had a budget of $40 million, made $312 million at the box office. Glass Onion came out in 2022. This is where stuff gets weird because it's straight to Netflix, but it had a budget of 40 mil and made 13 million at the box office. And then Knives Out, I called it Knives Out again. Wake Up Dead Man 2025 had a budget of 40 mil again, and has so far made $1.6 million at the box office.
What a flop!
I know. The critical reception for these, 82 for Knives Out, 81 for Glass Onion, and 80 for Wake Up Dead Man.
How's it gone down?
It has
It was
gone
82.
down.
It
It
was
was
82
82.
last I checked.
It
Yeah.
was. I was actually a little surprised to see it had dropped down a little bit.
Shame.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth noting that these movies kind of get a theatrical release for the sake of making them eligible for awards. It seems like it's a token theatrical release. It's not available everywhere, and primarily they're trying to drive people to Netflix to subscribe, I suppose.
Yeah, it's such a strange thing, and I got so many questions because of the Netflix potentially buying Warner Brothers deal that has just happened. Has been.
I mean, it's done
started.
basically. Yeah.
No,
it's-
Paramount's raised a hostile bid.
That's right. Today there's news in that as well, but yeah.
And there's lots of talk that it won't happen because of regulation, all this stuff. But it's just one of those things. Like, if it does happen, it's like, does that mean look, this isn't a podcast about hostile takeovers.
No, it's how
But
It is a podcast about movies, though, and it would definitely change. Like, we've come to expect certain movies get released in the cinema if they're
That's
now
right.
just like straight to streaming.
And it raises the question, like, is that if they're buying something like this big, like, how long does the cinema continue to be a chunk of the market that they ignore? Because even though cinemas quote unquote kill the value of Netflix, not really, that's what they think. They do bring in money. Like, if you bring in Knives Out at every cinema and you extend the window, it will make money. And so there's that question: is like, what is it more valuable, making $50 million at the box office, or just dropping in the fourth quarter on Netflix? And they would probably say dropping on the quarter, but
I can't see how.
how
many in this
neither.
day and age? How many people are like newly subscribing to Netflix for new release movies?
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's just like subscribed to these things. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
Like,
Or
I don't know.
they subscribe for like Stranger Things, which is like those enormous shows that come once every few years. Like, this is not that. This is a pretty well liked movie, but it is. Yeah, there aren't 50 million people who are like waiting with bated breath for the new Knives Out film. So,
Yes, it's
I don't know.
it's weird. Remains to be seen what happens, but
Grana, as you would know, I missed the first couple minutes of this movie. Did it have the Netflix dun thing at the start? Like before the movie started?
the newest one, I believe it did. Yeah, it did.
I think it did, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
I wanted to see that in the cinema, but I missed it.
It was a little bit more. I think it was a slightly more grandiose than normal, but not much. It definitely had the dun dun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
You shouldn't have been late, Luke. Classic you, late, and then you whinge about where we sit. All right, let's get into Knives Out.
Please sit off to the side.
When renowned crime novelist Harlan Thornberry is found dead at his estate just after his 85th birthday, the inquisitive and debonair detective Benoit Blanc is mysteriously enlisted to investigate.
I think he said Thornberry. It's like the author of someone Thornberry.
From Thromby.
Thornberry, yeah.
Thornby, yeah.
Did I say
not
Thornberry?
Not
Nigel Thornberry.
I heard you say Thornberry.
Smashing.
It's not Nigel Thornberry. Like, that's what we need,
Imagine
though.
if Nigel Thornberry got killed in this movie.
Imagine
That'd be-
that.
He would fit right in this universe, though, right? Like,
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's
Friends with
honestly, it's a
Benoit
wasted
Blanc.
opportunity. It's a wasted opportunity to not have a Thornberry in the family. Shit. Oh.
man, I really love this movie. It's just a lot of fun. Just so much of it works well. It's a really, really good ensemble cast. Like I said, I think they're all having a really good time. I think the mystery is really interesting, and just I don't know. Benoit Blanc is just such a fun character, and the way he introduces everything and kind of knows everything but doesn't at the same time is just fascinating to me.
What I love about this film, and I'll get into it when we talk about the other ones as well, like this film for me has just like a cozy vibe to it. There's something cozy about this house, this cast, the characters. Anna de Armas is amazing. Like this was like my first like introduction with her sort of thing. She's so good in this. Obviously you have Chris Evans right after Avengers Endgame.
Yep.
In this as well. He's really good in this. There's just something cozy about this movie. But what I love is it is a great mystery, but it's also one that for the first half you feel also like, oh, I already know what's happened, but I'm supporting this character not getting caught. So you're kind of like, I don't want Benoit Blanc to catch her because she's guilty of this thing happening, and she could get like caught for this, even though she didn't do anything wrong. And like that mystery keep on unraveling that, oh, she didn't actually drug him because she's a good nurse. All these little twists and turns of like, it's a donut inside a donut hole. You know what I mean? Like it's a donut in a donut. It's so good. And like, if you haven't watched it in a few years, there will be like little twists that you've forgotten where you're like, oh, that's right. That's because of this, and that's what they meant by that thing earlier. It is such a fun movie to watch a second and a third time, I feel like. But yeah, like, I don't know. I love this movie. Every time I watch it, it's a treat.
Yeah, I'd forgotten most of the details about it, so it was a lot of fun sort of being taken. Like I'd forgotten the entire murder, the whole plot basically. So that was a lot of fun. It's like I say, it's cozy. It's like whodunits as a genre are kind of founded on that. They're this they're very very tropey, very by the books, very sort of, you've got an archetypal framework with the characters, the red hair, and they feel cozy because they're meant to be a little mystery. It's like, oh, how am I going to be tricked? How am I going to be led on this path? Yeah. This has that feeling, but this movie and all of them are also like a really sort of, they're a fascinating update of the genre because they're not traditional whodunits at all. Like, say, we know who did the crime about a third of the way through, or like by halfway, we know exactly what sort of has happened. And then they add on a layer on top of that. But the mystery is actually not who killed him, because we find out. And so the whole mystery is founded on how is Martin not going to get caught, and how are they going to unpack the second layer below this, which is just a really fascinating thing. And and then the second one, we'll talk about it more, but does the same thing where it's almost not, there's not even a whodunit, it's more of a mystery box. And then the third one again is kind of this different thing. Like these movies are, it's like Rian Johnson knows that audiences now we've had 100 years of this. We know sort of how to pick the signs, how to read the clues, what to expect. And they know that we are going to be on forums guessing, and people are going to be like constantly trying to measure this or update it, or like live tweet stuff and be like, oh, here's how it goes. And so he knows that the value is not in that. The value is actually in either more tricks or the character stuff. And that's why the whole story is Marta's journey and Benoit Blanc being such an interesting character, like so much fun. Like it's more about the fun and the coziness rather than the mystery. But the mystery is still really good. It's kind of like the perfect evolution of this genre for like a modern audience that knows mystery so well. And and I think if this movie was all just about the mystery and then it was revealed that, spoiler, Ransom switches the vials, but she got it wrong anyway, and it's all kind of a misunderstanding. If that's the big reveal in the last act, I think it's a much worse film. I think it's like, oh yeah, okay, I guess whatever. But the fact that half of it is actually like, her trying to solve a mystery, but trying to deceive a detective and then
destroy the evidence. Like she's walking through the footprints, and like it's really good.
It becomes a whole different beast. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, I like the whole thing of her not being able to lie without vomit as well. When they find that out, he's just like, and that's the thing. Like when you have like such a big cast of these like characters who are so flawed and are like awful people as well. Like his introduction, where he's interviewing every family member, and they're all telling their own like events of that night, and there's different camera angles of they're standing next to the dad blowing the cake out, like they're the favorite person, like everyone else is the one with the issues, but I'm the one that like dad liked the most.
Yes, yeah,
all spinning their own lives, but all making up shit about what happened that night, and so that like you have that right of what's actually going on and all that sort of stuff, but. Like, because technically anyone could have done it, you know what I mean? Anyone probably would have done it, sort of thing, and it makes it a lot of fun just seeing how all those little scenes change depending on each person's perspective and everything like that. But
yeah,
that's right. Yeah, it puts a great like visual element to the whole nature of a mystery, right? Where someone's like, "Here's what happened," and we see it happened, and so we think, "Okay, that's what happened," and then someone else says something else, and then we see something else, and you don't really know what you can trust, and so you're kind of relying on Benoit to come in at the end and explain what happened, and then we assume that's reality. Yeah. Like it happens with Marta, where she hears Plummer's voice, whereas like after the elephant, was it before? And then we hear it say before the elephant.
Yes.
Yep. And so we are never actually sort of privy to something.
And before after.
And it's like, again, it's like we're not supposed to actually figure this mystery out. It's we're supposed to sort of be taken along for this ride as these characters, which I find really refreshing. Like, do you guys try to guess these movies? Like when you watch a film with a mystery, a thriller or whatever, are you the kind of people who are like, I called it, yeah, it's this person. And then when it gets wrong, oh no, I get it, it's this now. Are you trying to solve the mystery?
I'm so bad with this sort of stuff because like, and it annoys my wife because I'll do this watching professional wrestling. Like I'll be like, okay, so this guy's going to do this. CM Punk's going to come out. He'll hit him with a steel chair. This is going to happen. And then none of that happens. And I'm like pissed off. I'm like, I'm better than this. I'm a better writer than they are. Like this shouldn't have happened. He's not going to get cheered now. I do that with wrestling. And with this one, as we're watching the third one, me and Grana were sitting there. I pulled out my phone in like maybe in the first 20 minutes of the movie. And I wrote notes in my phone because I was like, I want this to recorded with the time of when I wrote this in case I'm right. And I wrote down who I thought done it and saved that note in my phone because I was like, all right, I reckon it's this. And I wrote that at the start of the movie. Fucking nailed it. But anyway, we'll get to that one later. That was, a few different things, but I got the gist of it.
Sure you did.
No, I'm sure, at session time, you'll be able to see the time that I wrote this note. And I had that whole thought, but I don't know. With this one, I don't remember having that feeling of like trying to guess what it was because it doesn't. It works in a different way because like I feel like we've talked about like you feel like you're ahead of Benoit Blanc in this, like almost you know more things than he does to start.
Yeah,
so it's
like it's not until the reveal that there's actually more to it than that you realize you don't actually. You can't like you think you know what's happening, right? Like you think, oh yeah, Marta accidentally killed him. They set up this plot to make it look like a suicide, or like that's the thing. And now we're kind of just rooting for her to deceive Benoit. But then you realize
stops you from making the prediction.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I think I naturally try and guess what's going on, but I know I'm not great at it, and I know I'm not actively yelling at it. It was him. So I do try to just be along for the ride, I think. But I know I naturally want to try and solve the mystery.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Like I don't do that. I am even with like obvious things that in retrospect, like that's the simplest thing ever. I'm really good at switching my brain off and being like, no, because these movies, that's the nature of them. I don't think you're meant to try and solve them. They want to deceive you. They want you to be surprised.
Yeah.
And so in my mind, I'm like, if I'm trying to solve this, I'm kind of undoing the experience. I'm almost, I'm stopping myself from enjoying how this is meant to be taken. And these movies all do a pretty good job, I think, of being aware of that, of knowing people are going to try to solve this. It doesn't want you to, but also even if you think you do, there's more to this, and that's good. Like I like the fact that it does just sort of toy with information, and so everyone is subjective. There's never a clear sense of who's doing what or what really happens.
Yeah,
because you're not, and so even though you're trying to solve this, and in the third one probably more so, I know. I thought it more in the second one because in the second one originally I was frustrated by something, but watching it again I was like, no, this is good that they do it, but we'll cover it.
That's the thing, and there's misdirection. Like they're lying to you sometimes about stuff. Yeah, that's like. Yeah.
I really enjoy a lot of the misdirection and like the foreshadowing. Like they show you the blood on her shoe, and then they're constantly cutting to angles where like Benoit's really close to her feet, and you're like, oh no, he's going to see it, and he's going to see the blood. And then the reveal at the end is like, oh, I saw that the first second I met you, like I've known all along, but like the whole time I'm on the edge of my seat because I'm worried he's going to see her shoe, or he's going to, the dog's going to bring up the chunk of the facade that knocked down when she climbed up. Like there's all these really fun little tense moments. But then they just totally undercut it anyway. It's just so well done. So like, just such a well constructed mystery, I think.
Yes.
And then to add on to that, these really interesting characters like Ana de Armas is just like, she is so charismatic and charming in this movie, I think. Yep. And like the rest of the family does a really good job, I think, of, because you're kind of like, oh yeah, they're rich, but they're not assholes, right? Like they're kind of nice. They definitely kind of want their inheritance, but we should give some money to Marta when he dies. Like, we want to do the right thing because you looked after him and all this stuff. And then just the turn, and like there's that moment where they're discussing like immigration, and it's quite clear they're talking about Trump's first term. But they're pretty, they're a little bit subtle about it in this movie at least. But you came here the right way, right? Right, Marta?
Yeah. Just how like he's like trying to bring her over and parade her over. And
yes.
Like, you're one of the good ones.
You're an example. Come and let me use you as an example, sort of thing. And that's the thing. Once the will is read out, the turn, and like Jamie Lee Curtis straight away turns, she's just like, "You bitch, were you bonking him?"
My father.
Like they just all and that's the thing, they're all flawed, even like the young girl that you think is always on Marta's side, she rats out Marta's mum, like, and they're threatening to deport her and all this sort of stuff. But it's that's what's so good about it. I've always loved that line where like Michael Shannon's character Walt is like explaining to her like, oh, give us back our power and resources, and with those resources, we'll be able to protect you. And she's like, well, those resources are mine now. So good idea. I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
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 It's really good.
Chris Evans seems to be really enjoying himself here. Like he's definitely not Captain America. I love that scene where he walks into the family. He's like, eat shit, and you eat shit.
Yeah.
Ransom is such a weird name for a person, but he is having fun.
Yes.
What's the Hugh Ransom?
And that's the thing. Even like that small stuff of like, oh, he makes the help call him Hugh, but everyone else calls him Ransom. And then she's like, Hugh did this. It's like, oh no, she's saying Hugh did this because she's the help, and she calls him Hugh.
Yeah.
There's so many little things. Yeah.
Yeah, great. You're right. Yeah, like. To be able to assemble a mystery in general is an incredible skill. Like, there's a reason why there's a handful of writers who do this and they make it their entire career. Because to be able to sort of piece it together and construct it in such a way that never feels cliche and works is incredible. And Rian Johnson, like his first movie is a mystery film. It's really good. And so then he knows it so well. But in all these, it's like, holy crap. It's just very awe-inspiring seeing it all work and how he does it. I just don't know how someone's brain works to construct a mystery this well. And like, I don't know, there'd be so much rewriting and going back and just like picking up on stuff. But it's like it's constructing a puzzle, and like it's an incredibly hard thing to do.
And it's like, I don't know, it takes intelligence. Like it's intelligent writing, which just makes like Last Jedi so confusing. I don't know what happened there, but
me neither. That movie blows.
It's not great.
No, but
not great.
And that's the thing. Like, I felt like for that put a bad mark. I know not for everybody. For me, it did. And then like these movies totally redeemed it for him. Where I was just like, oh no, I want to see more of what he does. Like I'm excited now by his works, and I want to see more of that. But I feel like obviously with this sort of stuff, he does have strengths. And like I don't know, these movies, I think he nails. Like these, yeah,
he does. Yeah. Benoit Blanc's so interesting in this as well, because I had seen this since launch, and so I had seen Glass Onion, I think, like 3 times now.
Really?
Yeah, because I watched it in the cinema, rewatched it when I was on Netflix, and then watched it again for this.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I think when I first rewatched, I don't know, for whatever reason, I hadn't seen the first one since launch, but in the second and third one, he kind of becomes almost superhuman, right? He becomes like this incredible detective, like very big-brained. Almost like Sherlock Holmesian in a way. In this one, he's not he's very smart, but he's kind of like a doofus. Like he's almost like a southern. I don't know what the word is. A southern. Dingus?
Him sitting there listening to the
Yeah.
music when all this chaos is going on.
Yeah,
he's
that's
just
right,
there
yeah,
singing and like, yeah.
It's like he's listening to he's just listening there in the car where she's like, I've got to go pick something up. It's like, surely not, but maybe he does know. The whole donut rant, like it's just this like 10-minute talk about he's like, this is a donut with a hole in a donut. It's like,
yeah,
who the fuck talks like that?
Yeah.
And even the whole structure of this is like he is this kind of force of this, like a hound dog just trying to solve something, but the whole case almost solves itself around him. It's not like he is actually strictly being like piecing it and getting confessions out of people. It's like it's actually just his quest means Marta is trying to hide it, which means Ransom's trying to help her, which means they kind of reveal it in and of themselves. It's like it's this fascinating, like it gets solved, but almost not by his own, like I've uncovered the secret letter that no one knew. Like she's the one who remembers where the letter was hidden in the nurse's secret thing. She does that. Ransom seeks her out and tries to do this, and she solves all the crime. Like, and it's just, it's so funny being like he's this gentleman sleuth, and it's like you expect him to be Sherlock Holmes, and everyone talks about him like he is Sherlock Holmes. But yeah, he's kind of aloof. He's kind of a bit silly in this.
Yeah,
like, it's a really fun play on that character type.
I do like that he's like not the main character in this movie either. Like this is very much from Marta's perspective, and she's very much the one driving the plot forward, and he's kind of just he's in there as the foil, I guess. Like he's great, but he's really good in that role. I think it works really well.
It's the Jack Sparrow thing. It's like when he's the protagonist in the second one, it's not as good. There's a problem. It kind of becomes a problem because it loses some thematic focus. Yeah, but the third one they restore that. And
yes.
Yeah, definitely wise choice.
Yep. Shall we move on to the second one?
I like the thing with the fake knife at the end. He's like in for a penny, and, like,
Yeah. It's nicely foreshadowed earlier on too. Like
his
dad's talking about like he couldn't even tell the difference between a real knife and a fake knife.
Her controlling the vomit for like a couple of seconds to say that she's alive, and then just hurling in Chris Evans' face.
Yes, yeah,
it's really good. Yeah, but one other thing, I really like the two cops that play off Blanc as well. Like just they're not doing much at all, but just like their reactions to what's going on, like just watching them like, damn. And then like there's the guy who's a fan of all of his stuff. He's like, oh, he's going to explain this now. It's so exciting.
I do like when he has like the law with him trying to enforce the law, I guess, like trying to do things by the book. And he's kind of, he's been a bit goofy because I think we missed that a little bit in the second one as well.
Yeah. And the guy plays one of those cops, the guy who plays the trooper Noah Segan. He's because he turns up in all of these films. Like he's always a different character. He's just like a really good friend of Ryan Johnson from the early days. So he just always has a role, which is cool.
Yeah, true.
Nice.
Yeah, Glass Onion.
All right. Glass Onion came out in 2022. Tech billionaire Miles Bron invites his friends for a getaway on his private Greek island. When someone turns up dead, Detective Benoit Blanc is put on the case.
So, obviously, all these movies deal with something political.
They have a social commentary, yes.
Yeah, social commentary.
Yeah, and very aware of their time.
Yes, and yeah, like Grant and I touched on this when we caught up in person and watched the third one, but like this is interesting because like I'd watched the first one a few times. Glass Onion, I'd only ever seen the first time. Like when it came out on Netflix, I watched it, never watched it again. And to be honest, coming into this, it was like the one I was like least excited to watch. I was like, watch Glass Onion again. Because I definitely remember feeling it was a step down from the first one. Like I was like, this isn't as strong as the first one. And that's still correct, I feel. Like I'm like, this is a step down from the first one. I like this movie. It's a good movie. It's fun.
Yeah.
I don't think the mystery is anywhere near as good. I feel like it loses the coziness of it because I feel like it's trying to be bigger. I don't know. It has that thing of like, I don't know. Even the opening scene of them all getting this mystery box and the way they're acting, everyone is so overacting to the point where I was like, this feels like caricature. This doesn't feel like real people. This feels like all these we have all these celebrities playing these like crazy kooky characters. I don't know. I felt like that. I feel like it eases more into the movie, and I was like, okay, no, like that's these people and stuff. But watching it again, like I feel like the first 10 minutes when they're all on the phone, like, oh, Whiskey, and now we're doing. I was just like, oh, I was like, that's right. This one is definitely a step down from the first one. I don't know. Was that only me?
Yeah, I didn't think the opening scene didn't put me off it at all.
No, I mean, that part of it didn't. I agree it's definitely not as good as the first movie. I think the thing for me is it definitely like, yes, they're all aware of their time, but this one like leans into it probably more than any of the others, in my opinion, and suffers for it a little bit. Like, I don't know, I cringe a little bit at him playing Among Us. Like, it just was such a flash in the pan at a certain time that like nobody's still playing that game. Nobody thinks about it anymore. There's a cute little moment, I guess, at the time, and I don't remember hating that at the time, but it does feel very dated now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole COVID element of it, like where they go, they're wearing masks. It's like if you in 10 years, maybe not 10 years, but in 15 years or something, if you're a bit younger, you're like, there's a good chance you'll be like, what the hell is this? Like, why is this happening? And you'll have to stop and be like, oh yeah, there was that thing.
And because I don't even think they mentioned COVID, right? It's just like they talk about the pandemic.
They mentioned lockdown,
lockdown. But like, it's funny. My daughter walked past as we were watching like one of the opening scenes in this, and so she's like, "Why are they all wearing masks?" And I had to be like, "Oh, well, a few years ago there was this thing, sweetie." But despite that, like with the COVID stuff with the masks, I do like the lady coming in with the mask. It's just like got all the holes in it. Like
it's a mesh. Yeah,
it's just a mesh. I was like, that's very on point. I feel like that's good for a character.
It also like has no impact on the rest of the story, right? Like they kind of just hand wave it away with a magic spray, and then they're done with it, right? Like nobody ever thinks about COVID again for the rest of the movie.
Yeah. Well, the
spray is pretty funny.
This is the strength of this movie, though, I guess, is that the whole thing's kind of a parody of itself in all these ways. Like, because this was also the trend of that time, is that there were COVID movies, and they were movies that were set in one location with small casts. And it was such a big thing for about a year, where I was like, how are we going to make movies in COVID? And it's like, well, we're going to have to just get one room, and we're going to have a crew and a cast of 3 people, because that's all we can have when there's restrictions. And they kind of lean into that here, where it's like, how are we going to do that? Oh, well, we're literally going to make a movie about people on an island doing this. So although it does date it, it's pretty clever as well, I think, to do that, where he's freaking out because he can't go and solve cases. And so he's just like, he's a mess in his bathtub playing with like Natasha Lyonne and other celebrities that he somehow knows. And so like we have to go to an island, and like the masks do a good little character thing where it tells their story. Like Kate Hudson has the mesh. One of the Catherine Hahn's always just wearing it down below her nose, so it's not doing anything. Like it sort of reveals a lot about the characters.
Batista's not wearing one.
Yeah, he just doesn't give a shit.
And he's shooting a gun in the air. Like, his Twitch stream of his alt-right.
Yeah, but it's a lot more. It is a lot more of its time with that. Like it is directly talking about the alt-right manosphere streamers and Elon Musk essentially. Like which is still very pertinent, but at the time it felt a little bit more pressing, I guess.
I think for me it is pertinent 100%, but this movie almost makes it feel a little trite. Like billionaires being dumb and wasting their money is fine, but in an age where billionaires control the government and are actively manipulating governments and elections and stuff, like it's so much worse than this that it makes this feel a little silly in some ways, in my opinion. And like even the right wings, like the alt-right stuff has gone so much further than that now, and it's so much more split than it was then, that it just makes this feel a little silly.
Feel like
it feels dated
at all.
No,
like
that's right.
Feels like it feels very much just like innocent almost.
That's true, but that's true. I guess at least on this rewatch, I've realized this one more than anything is parodying itself, though. The other two aren't. This one is actually taking the piss out of. It feels almost like Johnson's taking the piss out of his own success here. Like it feels like he is a little bit shocked at the deal they got from Netflix. It feels like he's kind of shocked that this is such a big thing, and so that's why this like this whole movie plays into that, where Benoit Blanc is the protagonist. He is a super genius who solves this mystery written by Gillian Flynn, literally in the opening moments of the dinner party. And the thesis at the end is like, it's a glass onion. This is all pointless. It looks like there's layers. It looks like you're expecting a deep mystery with lots to say.
Yeah.
It's see-through.
But just like Tech Billionaires and just like the prestige that maybe the Knives Out franchise has been handed, it's nothing. It's just like it's a fun ride.
Yeah.
And it's who the main suspect would be. It'd be like, oh well, surely Edward Norton did this, and then you're like, wait a minute, it's got to be more complicated than that, right? And it's like, oh wait, no, it's not.
That's right. Yeah.
And Benoit Blanc even mocks this is so damn stupid.
That's right.
He's like, I explained to you how to do this. He's like, the one thing you had, I told you how to do it. He's like, I love how frustrated Blanc gets with it. He's just like, oh, you're an idiot. And it's like going through all the words he said wrong and all this other stuff. It's just like, he's like, you're just stupid. Like this.
Yeah.
It's fun. Just going back for a second, I do like Ethan Hawke just being there for that one scene of just shooting people in the mouth with this gun, and Blanc's just trying to be like, "Was that some kind of disinfectant?" And he's just like, "Have a good day, sir. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Go." Yes. Yep.
It's like billionaires.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because again, all of this is is different to what you expect. There's not even really a murder at the core. The only death that happens is Duke's that we see. And then obviously Andy gets killed.
Before the movie.
Is revealed to be killed off screen. So, there's not like a one person dead in the island and they all have to solve it like you expect. It's kind of this weird. It's more of a puzzle than a mystery, which is a little frustrating because you come to this expecting a mystery. That's why we like the first movie. So you're expecting another murder mystery.
Yep.
So when this kind of pulls the rug and says it's not a murder mystery, it's a murder puzzle. It's a little bit frustrating. Yeah.
Box.
And so when I first saw it, I was disappointed. I was like, oh, that's a step down. But I guess over time, even though it's not as cozy as the first and definitely not as good, I appreciate it a lot more now. I'm like, it's still a lot of fun.
It is.
It is fun. I think a lot of the over the top characters are a lot of fun. Like Batista's really fun in this movie. I don't know. I like what he's got going on.
Just always got the gun on him, just swimming in his speedo.
Yeah.
He's just got it there.
I think this movie suffers from having Blanc as the protagonist as well. And sure, if it's parody, that's fine. It still makes it a worse movie, in my opinion.
No, I fully agree. I think that is the biggest problem with this. By having him as that it has to fake you out halfway and reveal the twin. And it just it feels like it doesn't really know exactly how to hone in on the story.
Yeah.
Which does a disservice to it ultimately. The story is trying to tell it works, but I don't know. I guess you have Andy's twin be the protagonist, but then it's like you never get you can still get the twist, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to try to rewrite it, but
no.
I fully agree.
We done with Glass Onion? Anything else we want to add? I feel like the whole conceit of the fuel thing was just weird and didn't really make any sense to me. It was just oh yeah, he's an idiot. This won't work in practice. Okay, I mean maybe that's all I need to know. But
destroyed the Mona Lisa.
Yeah, and he destroyed the Mona Lisa.
Tech bros burn down the world, man. They disrupt. They're disruptors.
Disruptors. Fucking A. Yeah. No. The cast is really good in this. I do like all the supporting cast. We even have Hugh Grant for a cameo as Blanc's roommate.
That's
right. But his roommate, yes.
Yeah, his roommate, which is kind of fun.
That's good.
Batista's really good. Even though it's only been a couple of years, I forgot Batista is the one that dies. I forgot Batista dies, and I was like, oh, that's right. I was like, dang, I remember being disappointed that Batista died. Pineapple, man. Duke don't mess with pineapple, obviously.
There's so many funny moments in this, it's like the kombucha. Jared Leto's hard kombucha. Slow down there. That's Jared Leto's hard kombucha. That's really good.
I forgot that they're drinking Jeremy Renner's whiskey in the first movie as well.
It's Jeremy Renner's hot sauce.
Whatever it was.
Jeremy Renner's hot sauce. And his face is on the bottle, and he's in the third movie. I was like, wait a minute, what? I was like, this is a twist I wasn't ready for. So,
layers upon layers of this Glass Onion, man.
Exactly.
Then also just like the gong. It's like that's Joseph
Gong.
Gordon-Levitt's voice. It just keeps going off for some reason. And then his friend Daryl, who just turns up, he's like not here. He's like, that's Daryl. He's
Not
going
here.
through some things. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We
like-
all have somebody like that, so that's fine.
It's lots of really funny bits. Like this movie's more comedy than probably any of the others.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And-
Sure.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
But
No.
yeah, still really very.
I do like him just completely dismantling his murder plot at the dinner table. Like that is a lot of fun of him just explaining it all, and then that's going to happen, and then just the arrow hits him.
Where he's like, "Oh, do I win an iPad or something?" He's like, "Sure,
What
why
if we
not?"
win? I just thought we'd win an iPad. And he's like, "Sure, okay, you get an iPad." And then like the conversation goes like another 2 minutes. He's like, "I just want to make it clear, like I don't need an iPad. I just thought when you said win, I just thought it'd be something. That's all."
Yeah.
It's yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
All right.
it's, billionaires are douchebags.
Yeah.
Oh, Kate Hudson was real. Like her character is really funny in this. Where it's like the sweatshop thing, just letting you know that that's one of the most notorious sweatshops in the world. You replied with
Sounds good.
"Sounds good." Please don't tell me you thought that meant they made sweatpants.
Yeah. What else? How she's banned from her phone because she's not allowed to tweet anything, and she's like,
Yeah.
I thought that word was just a word to describe cheap people. What Jewy?
Jewy.
And then she's like, what was it? She was dressed up as Oprah for Halloween. She's like, but people
Yeah.
did not appreciate that.
No, that's right. She compared herself to Harriet Tubman.
Yeah. No, she's really good. She's really good.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Wake Up Dead Man came out 2025. You guys are going to be blown away by this summary. Benoit Blanc returns for his most dangerous case yet.
Wow. Tell me
IMDb coming through
more.
with the goods. Man, I really enjoyed this movie. I really like this movie. Like, yes, I like Glass Onion. I don't think it's like the worst movie ever, but it was definitely a step down from Knives Out, in my opinion. Wake Up Dead Man, I think, is pretty close to on par with the first movie, in my opinion.
I think this might be better.
I think it's close.
I think this might be the best one in so far.
This is damn cozy again. It's damn cozy.
It's got that gothic, that sort of that overcast
Church.
gothic feel. Yeah, churches, moodiness, broodiness.
Yeah.
Just like sort of a sense of danger, but not really, because it's a nice murder mystery that that's gonna get solved in the end. Blanc has long hair, which is just so cool.
And I think this movie, like, actually tries to say something, tries to explore a few things, right? Like, the juxtaposition between Judd's faith and Benoit's lack of faith, or I don't know what you want to call it, but like just those two playing off of each other. And I really appreciate that the story isn't like, oh, Christians are idiots or people who believe in God are stupid, as often ends up being the punchline in these sort of movies. And there's certainly idiots in this movie, don't get me wrong, but it just is treated in, I don't know, I just really like the way it's treated. I think it's chef's kiss. I just enjoyed it so much.
I totally agree. I think this movie has honestly some of the best insights into Christianity and into faith that I've seen in a movie in a long time. Like this is not a religious movie. As far as I know, Rian Johnson is secular or an atheist. I don't know what his history is, but I don't think
he grew up an evangelical, I will say.
Oh, there you go. So he grew up. Do you know if he is still?
No, I believe he is not.
Yeah. So obviously, like a lot of these filmmakers, it reminded me of Martin Scorsese, where he's not religious. I don't think, but all of his movies are really wrestling with it. And this feels very much like Rian Johnson is trying to sort of piece together his own faith or a place, something that's very important to him. But just the collision between these two sort of versions, and I like the fact that they're both inside the Catholic Church as well, because regardless of my feelings about the Catholic Church, it would be easy for you to be like, paint Catholics as bad and paint another version as good, or vice versa.
Yep.
Instead, it's just two Christians and one side, like one Monsignor Wicks and most of the Catholic Church are like, it's a battle, it's a war, it's us versus them. We need to go out there and fight. And Josh O'Connor's is like, no, that's not true. He's like, Jesus is a doctor. He came to help. He came to give. He came to serve. And like, without getting too deep into theology, I'm like, this is incredibly sound. This is incredibly insightful and stuff that gets overlooked for most of it. And I was shocked how much of this movie is actually spent just kind of dealing with that. Like the first 40 minutes is basically just this religious treatise, basically. And like him unpacking, hey, this is going on at the moment. There are lots of alt-right people in the world who are really like, we Christians need to destroy everyone who's not Christian. We need to restore America to its beautiful Christian roots and crush everyone else. And we need to deport people who are different to us. And it's like, and Ryan Johnson seems pretty pissed off. And I think most Christians worth a grain of salt are also pissed off because that's not true. And like, it was just incredibly refreshing. Like, wow, this movie's actually getting into it. And it's not just the really sort of, it's not tepid. It's not just a superficial love. Love is all we need. It's like, no, he's getting into the nitty gritty. He's getting into real shit. He's actually knows a bit of theology. Like this is dope. And that becomes this core thing to this movie more than just the mystery.
Yep. Yeah. A scene that stood out to me that I really enjoyed is like, and it's kind of poetic with everything that's happening in the world sort of thing. Like you were just saying, like, there's all this crazy stuff happening with like people being super, I guess you'd say, extreme in their views and all this sort of stuff, or extreme things happening. But then like Josh O'Connor takes this moment when he gets that call from the receptionist that just says like, hey, do you have a moment? And then he ends up spending hours talking to her. And then he's like, basically like, screw all this bullshit about who's done this, what's doing that. He's like, I remember what I'm here for, and it was that, like spending the time to have that conversation with that person, and that stood out to me as like, oh wow, that is like, I don't know, there's something really impactful I found from that. It's just like that is what that's meant to be about. It shouldn't be all this crazy bullshit. That should be what it's about, and I really like that. The
way that scene just like sucks all the like all the momentum out of what they're doing, right? Like they're trying to figure out who booked this moving, like the construction company, and he's on the phone, he's getting really frustrated with her, and then she just kind of breaks down, and he just like the music stops, he stops. Benoit's like, you can tell he's like, I've got to kill some time now. Like, what do I do now? And
then he leaves the room to continue the call.
And Judd leaves the room to continue the call, and you don't see him again until you see him praying for her like a moment later. And it's just, I don't know, like that moment really hit me. Yeah. It's just very, very like really good filmmaking. And again, just like every side, or I won't say every side, that side is treated with such respect that you don't often see in cinema, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it feels really, again, kind of, it's very of the time. Like Monsignor Wicks is this firebrand guy who's up there is like, yeah, it's a war, it's a battle. Like there's plenty of evangelicals right now and in these mega churches who are doing that. And you got the politician who's like filming it and trying to, he's trying to make that his inflammatory brand online. He's like, I'm making you a celebrity. And yeah, to then sort of like to have him come in and just to not disparage all of it, to not kind of paint it all with the same brush, but to treat it really seriously and empathetically is, I don't know, like compare it to Glass Onion, where everyone is kind of seen as it's kind of these people are all shit, and the original, so these people are all shit, except for Marta. It's just like wealth kind of destroys people, and what a mess. This is like everyone in this is kind of messed up for
they're real.
For real reasons. Like, it's not just a matter of they're all just evil and greedy. It's like Monsignor Wicks just seems to be like a really disillusioned, kind of washed up mess of a man, and he's just kind of clinging to something. Glenn Close's character is, like they're all desperately searching for something to hold on to. And it's really kind of poignant. And so, to the point where like these moments happen of serious drama that reminded of that. And this one feels a lot more serious than, even though it's not somber in tone or way too heavy-handed. This one just feels like it's sort of dealing with something a little bit more serious and saying something a little bit more serious than the other two.
Yeah, I agree.
Even the first one, right, talks about how wealthy families are shitty. It's like, that's kind of anyone could have told you that, and it's never played as like a big revelation that these rich people are arseholes.
No,
this one I think genuinely does find a lot of truth and say a lot of stuff that doesn't usually get said.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, Josh Brolin is really good in this. We've seen him in a few movies. This is two
Yeah,
trilogies in a row now.
he's a busy man lately.
He's showing up for these roles. Him doing his confessions to Judd.
Really funny.
The cat cafe, yeah.
where he's just fucking with him completely. It's
He was in the shower. It just seemed convenient. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
It's really good.
He's really good.
Josh O'Connor is incredible as well. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen him in stuff, but nothing huge. I don't think. Well, I was quickly looking over his filmography. Like,
He's in that challenge. Is it Challenges movie?
Challenges,
I know him from nothing.
yeah, he's Prince Charles,
unknown
in,
to
The
me.
Crown. So I've seen him as Prince Charles, and he's really good. But he's just kind of coming up to be one of those, like, he's pretty young. I think he's going to be one of those next big actors because, like, he carries this movie, and
He does.
He's pretty incredible in it. Yeah.
Yep.
Like, never a bad moment, never a bad performance. Gets a lot of emotion. Like, you really feel like you feel kind of like he is a boxer who has sought redemption, and he's still trying to find it. And there's scenes where he's so angry, and they're so good, and there's scenes where he's so vulnerable, and they're so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think like all the performances here are really good. As you said, Glenn Close is really good. Mila Kunis, I'm not sure about. She's fine.
It feels more like a cameo. It's a kind of a weird role where she doesn't really do much. It's like she's just there. But
there's a few strange castings, like her, Kaylee Spaney kind of gets
doesn't
nothing,
do anything.
Nothing to do.
Underused.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think some of the extended cast are pretty underused. Andrew Scott doesn't get a lot to do.
No.
Jeremy Renner's obviously got a pretty pivotal role.
Yep.
Kerry Washington gets a little bit to do, but not a lot either. Right?
She gets like one important scene. But
Yeah.
the rest of it's pretty. Like the politician, her son or not son, gets a lot more of the movie, and he's I hadn't seen him in anything. I was kind of shocked that wasn't like a different casting.
I think he likes to do that though, like put some big name actors and then kind of, it's kind of a red herring in itself, right? You get a big name actor and you expect them to have a big role, to be a big part of it, and they're not. But yeah, I think everyone puts on a good performance, but as you say, like I think a lot of them are underused. Particularly Kaylee Spaney and Andrew Scott, I think are the biggest ones there that just don't get a lot to do. And I think they're kind of fun characters, but they just don't get big scenes.
Interesting stuff that could be explored, like especially with Kaylee Spaney. I think a lot with her character and her struggle that could have been explored a bit more. But I don't know. It's interesting. I like when they have like the little round table thing. They're gathering in the place and they expose what Josh Brolin done or whatever, and Jeremy Renner's like, who even believes this? Like, what do we know is real? What even is real? Like, they're just like trying to come up with excuses for shit, just like
to cover it,
to cover it. It's just to suit their stuff. But so like, what did you guys make of the actual mystery itself of how he died and who he died? And how that's all plays out.
Look, it left me guessing to the end. Like I was like, what the hell happened here? Like how was he killed in a room by himself? How did he resurrect himself 3 days later? Like, I think the mystery for me got me the whole way through, and I had to be along for the ride because I couldn't pick what was going to happen. I'm too dumb, I guess.
But I didn't know it because this movie, this one especially, I think is like, it's got a great, like the mystery is really good, but you're not supposed to try and guess it. I think you're doing a disservice by trying because the whole point is it's meant to be Josh O'Connor and Benoit are like trying to solve this thing, and there's all these characters who are their problems are brought up and their own battles with faith, and this constant dynamic of this is constantly at play. Like that's the point of the movie. It's a story about them and the challenges they get from that and the growth they have from that by dealing with the mystery. When you spend the movie trying to guess it, you lose the whole point of it, I think, because then you're like, I don't care why they're talking. I just need to figure out what's getting revealed here. And that's
when will they reveal that I'm right?
That's right. Yeah, the whole time you're like, oh, did he say anything about who the killer is? No. Okay. I'll wait for the next moment, and then you miss the emotional points of it. Like,
well, speaking of, I guessed it pretty early.
What was your guess?
Okay, so this is my note. I've taken a screenshot of it so we can go back to show the session time of that day. No, so all I said was, and I wrote down, this was right after the body was discovered, like after he falls to the ground and they all walk up. I was like, it was Jeremy Renner and Martha were involved with this. I was like, it was them two. because I was like, Jeremy Renner goes up straight away, as in Glenn Close. I was like, Glenn Close and Jeremy Renner. I wrote that. Now, I had the motivation different, and I thought I didn't put that he'd, it was a fake knife, but I kept having a thing with the red threads. I was like, was it stitched onto his thing or whatever? But I thought when he went in there, I was like, okay, the doctor has wiped the prints off the knife. That's why he's gone in there and he's done something with the knife, was to wipe the prints. And Glenn Close obviously then falls dramatically to distract and like pushes that thing over. So I was just like, oh, it's them two. And something very small that I noticed, and then it obviously comes into the thing later, when he falls and everyone gets up from their seat, like, oh, what's happened? You can, and it's such a small thing. Jeremy Renner literally like puts something in his pocket. Like he gets up and puts something in his pocket, which is the remote controlled thing that they say later. And straight away I was like, what did Jeremy Renner just put in his pocket? And I was like, oh, sorry. I felt like it was him. But what actually is happening, like why they got rid of, like why, like what she confessed to him and all that sort of stuff, I didn't guess that. I thought it was going to be some weird thing where Glenn Close's whole thing, like she was responsible for all this from the start, like as in she was responsible for his dad's death. And I was like, that scene of her watching him die, I was like, that's going to be a different thing where she's responsible or she poisoned him or something like that. And then she tells his mum like, oh, I killed him, and that's why she goes crazy and like gaslights her or whatever. So I thought it was her confessing that like she was responsible for that. So then she had to kill him. But it was all about the jewel, baby.
It's all about the jewel.
So I got the motivations wrong, but I knew them two were involved. But still, I still had no idea what was going on. And then like the resurrection, I was like, what's going on? I didn't know it was Thomas Hayden Church and like all this sort of stuff. So like I was still guessing towards the end. But yeah, there was a few little things I picked up on that usually I think I would pick up on a second watch, where I was just like, oh, he put something in his pocket. And I don't know if I was paying extra attention to it because I wanted to try and solve stuff. But yeah.
I could probably guess the mystery on a second watch as well. I think I'd be able to know who killed him that time.
I reckon it was.
Yeah.
It was always Jeremy Renner. Like, and I don't know, it had been debated on the Jeremy Renner app for the last few months if he was going to be the one responsible for it. So I kind of went in with that expectation, you know? Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, like the Thomas Hayden Church thing is funny. I remember watching him come out and that's him resurrecting was like, oh shit, yeah. And there was a moment I was like, is it one of those those drugs that happen in movies where they're like it slows your heartbeat down to like one a day? And so
what's the Dark Brotherhood quest in Oblivion where like you poison someone and then you resurrect him from the thing because you give him the antidote?
That's right. I was like, sure. So I was like, it must just be one of those. Like this is whatever. Yeah. And I didn't think any more of it. But then when it's revealed, I'm like, yeah, of course it'd be a body double. You never see this. You never see anything else. Like this makes total sense.
Yeah.
It's intentionally shadowy figures. So that's like the sign of a good mystery. I think that when it's done, you're like, yeah, that all checks out really well. There's no leaps of logic. There's nothing that's too unbelievable. It almost seems obvious, but it's just because you weren't handed the right information. But speaking of like shadowy figures, I'm so glad I saw this in the cinema because there are so many shots in this film that are just like,
dude, it's beautiful.
Big C cinema, like, yeah. The things in the forest where they stop and there's just the rows of trees and you see a figure, the groundskeeper move in the background. Just incredible to look at.
There's the scene where he's like he's preaching his fire and brimstone from the pulpit, and like up in the corner is one of the gargoyles, and like the way it's lit, it looks like almost like a devil looking down on him. Like it just, there's so many good shots like that, and he likes to play with sun rays coming through the stained glass windows and stuff.
At the right times and stuff.
Like it all really works for me, and I'm also glad I saw it in the cinema. You're right.
Yeah.
Like movies that look like movies, and Glass Onion was kind of the opposite, where it kind of had that effect of like everything's super bright and like well lit and all this, but this is different, and it goes to that coziness aspect of like so many shots of this. It was just like, wow, that's stunning, and 100%, like I said, I'm glad I watched this in the cinema. Like it is deserving to see in a cinema.
It is. It's such a tragedy to think, like 90% of people will just watch this on Netflix
and pause it and have glare from their windows coming in on the TV.
Well, even just like
listen to you film snobs.
It's just it's the nature of this shit. I remember watching The Killer. Incredible film. Everyone should watch it more. Killer's great. You guys are shit for not thinking it's fantastic.
Fine.
That movie has so much blackness in it. Like there's so much shadow, and the way they compress things for Netflix for streaming is that it's done in such a way that often the blacks aren't as intensely black as they're meant to be. Light gets lost, and this thing. And there are so many moments in that movie I remember where it just feel like a black screen. I'm like, I can see these weird distorted bubbles of brown and grey because the compression's all whack. And this is what happens with streaming. Stuff has to quality gets lost, and it's going to happen in this as well. Like things will just look less than they should. Now, of course, there's not going to be a moment where you're like, oh, this is 240p, and I'm seeing just a blurred face of Josh Brolin. But the screen's never going to be as big. It's never going to be as clear. Like it's going to be a disrupted viewing experience. Like that's going to be shitty. That sucks. That it's not how it's meant to be seen.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
It will generally affect the quality of it, and it'll be like, yeah, that movie was okay. It turns it into content rather than, I don't know how pretentious this sounds, but rather than art. Yes. It's like, cool, I have to consume the new Knives Out film, and then I can say I've seen it, and I'll try to guess the mystery, and I'll be like, yes, that was a good way to waste 2.5 hours. Versus just being lost in a really insightful visionary work. Screw you, Netflix.
But Netflix made this.
I was going to say, at least we got it, though.
They paid $450 million for 2 sequels.
Yeah, right.
So wait,
mind-boggling.
As in Glass Onion and this? Yeah. So do they not have any more in the pipeline? Oh, damn.
Ryan Johnson has said, him and Daniel Craig have both said they'd be keen for more if the right thing appears. But yeah, Netflix only bought the guaranteed rights to 2 films. So
damn, I was hoping this was early days. I thought
me too. But no, the contract's done. So, but that's to say $450 million, so $225 per film.
It's pretty crazy. Only made $1 million at the box office.
That's right.
Talk about losses.
Dang.
Yep.
I don't know. Hopefully this wins them some awards. Netflix would like to win some Academy Awards, and then
they're so desperate, aren't they?
Yeah. But, Luke, I really like this film. I really did.
You're our resident atheist in this podcast. How did you feel about the theology in the third one? Did you really get much out of it, or were you too busy being like, Josh O'Connor's definitely the killer? No, it's Josh Brolin's the killer.
No, so as you boys would know, I find religion fascinating. And after our long chats recently about religion when we've caught up, I don't know, this film, that's why I enjoyed watching it with Griner as well. We went and prayed afterwards. But I don't know, this is a movie I was keen to talk to you guys about because there is something comforting about it. I don't know, there is some, I don't know, there's a weird comforting thing about religion, and that's that scene stood out to me, sort of thing. And I think that I was like, I don't know how to explain it, but I was just like, no, I really enjoyed this film. I enjoyed the aspects of it, Daniel Craig being a skeptic or an atheist or whatever. In this is good as well because I feel like all sides are represented in that way. And that's the thing, I really like the reveal scene as well at the end where. I don't know, he appeals that to Glenn Close. He lets her have that thing of him not being able to explain it. He strengthens their faith in that way, sort of thing. And yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed this movie and its commentary around it. As limited as my knowledge is around that sort of stuff, there was definitely stuff where I came away walking from this. I was like, oh no, I don't know. Yeah, that scene, I don't know, really stood out to me.
You're just a Pino, parishioner in name only. You're not true. Did you guys find the social commentary too on the nose? Because it's a very clear it's pretty clear what they're going for here when they do jokes Pino and other things that are directly related to alt-right figures.
No more so than the other two, I don't think.
No, I don't think so either.
Again, watching the first one, I was a little surprised. This is directly talking about what was going on at the time. It's a very
and going on now. It's quite accurate for now as well.
It's still going on, but they're talking about the president. They're talking about what's Trump in the Jacob Tremblay is an alt-right troll on there.
Yeah,
he's dressed just like Baron Trump. There's all some very obvious stuff. So. This one I thought was fitting. I thought it'd be weird if they didn't. So to have
Yeah.
to have him put like a treatise on faith in a movie, directly dealing with the schism that's sort of happening between like alt-right religion and other religion was really
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
It's hard for things. I think it's hard for it to be on the nose when I don't know. Everything feels real. It feels like a real conversation because this is our world. So it's like this stuff is happening. You know what I mean? So it kind of felt like, yeah, this is how people talk. This is our society. We deal with characters like this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It didn't feel. I felt like if anything, Glass Onion was more on the nose than any of the others with it. But yeah, like it didn't have that effect.
I wonder if that's just because it feels the most dated. I'm not sure.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. I like how pretentious do you have to be to have a Lazarus door on your tomb? Like it's just the silliest thing. I like the scene of them scrubbing off the spaceships. That's pretty funny.
The spaceships.
The scene where Cy Draven's like talking about his career and he's like, I tried everything. I tried, tried this, I tried that vote, the gay vote, the liberal vote, this vote, the animal
everything.
vote.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, you really need authenticity. He's like, okay, yeah.
I did that. I did the authentic thing. Like,
yeah,
it's great.
All right, are we ready to rank them? Oh, I like the ending where Andrew Scott gets his fan base, but they're all wearing cargo shorts and,
So they're all dressed
camo.
like,
this is Walter
the
from
Big
Big
Lebowski.
Lebowski.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, all their endings are really good. Kaylee Spaney like finds the she kind of finds the strength to keep going. Even though
Yeah.
she's still in pain.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's the other thing. So that was really fitting. But Josh O'Connor's whole commentary on like the daily bread. Honestly, like again, I'm a Christian. I've been religious for a long time, but that was kind of like this bombshell thing. I was like, oh shit, that is kind of a whole different way of thinking about that I haven't really thought about before. Like the idea of just a little bit of sustenance and just enough to get through. It's not like you've got to overcome these problems. It's enough to deal with them.
Hmm.
And so in Kaylee Spaney's kind of arc, where it's like that's what she is doing. She's still in pain. She's not fixed, but there's the strength.
But
to
she's
get
getting
through.
through.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's profound.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. I found it profound throughout the movie. Like, I don't know, there was a lot of stuff that I just,
I like that scene where they first meet too, and Benoit's like, oh, it's just a bunch of made up stories, and Judd's really considerate, and he's like, you know, I mean, they are stories, but maybe they point to a truth. And it's just like, yeah, good point, well made. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, like what, like maybe it is this thing that we have to create these stories to like tell this message that like to explain it sort of thing. It's I don't know. Yeah, there's so much stuff that he explained it where it made sense to me. Where I was like, no, I like that. I like that instead of all this like extreme shit where you're either completely on this side or completely on that side. This I felt was such a grounded way. This felt like our conversations that we had at Newcastle, where I was like, I appreciate this. Like I like this sort of stuff. So.
It's because I had Ryan Johnson on speakerphone the whole time.
he was in your ear.
I could hear it
like,
in
that's
your
good.
earpiece. I knew it. I knew it. He's like, I'm
Now
writing
ask-
this into
now
a
ask them
new
this.
Netflix movie. I need to quickly put this into it. Change the complete.
Yeah, the movie was very different before. It's a lot more glass under me.
Yeah, exactly. It was actually about waking up a zombie before, but now we'll make it very religious.
All right, shall we rank them?
For the rank. Yeah. Mine is from best to worst, 3, 1, 2.
Yeah, it's so close. Hey, I think it's 1, 3, 2, but I really want to watch 3 again when it comes out to streaming. Actually, I'm keen to hit it up again.
This week.
It's not far away.
At this point, I would say 1, 3, 2. But 3 is so close. Like they are both so high quality movies.
Yep.
It's definitely one of those who are at the top. I have to rewatch the third one, but I also have like a special spot in my heart for the first one. I really like the first one.
Yeah, totally good.
Boys, I've forgotten what we're doing next time. Are we doing Avatar? Is that the plan?
Yes.
So when are we doing it in
Yes.
year in review?
It'll be after that. After we
Yes,
can
we're
do
doing
that
Avatar.
during the Christmas break to release first week in the new year.
I hate Avatar. I hate it.
Are we
But
doing
you're a
it or
cinema
not?
fan, so you will have to go watch it.
Apparently so. I'll just Google a synopsis.
You're going to miss the
Blue
spectacle.
people.
That's why we're here. Why we're here for
I'll just wait till it's on
James
screen.
Cameron.
I'll just watch it on my phone.
Yes, we're doing Avatar.
Yeah, okay, we can do Avatar, I guess.
All right, join us next fortnight for the first 3 Avatar movies. We're going to have to do another couple of these trilogies.
We do
at
it
some
every
point.
year. Every time he drops one, we're just like, all right, we'll do Avatar again, I guess.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Well, we're just reviewing the new one, right?
yeah. I think that's
We review the
plan.
first 2. Yeah,
I told my
review the
wife
first
that, and she's like, "No, we got to watch all 3 because I really like those movies." I'm like, "Oh, damn it!
I am not watching the first 2
That's
again. I
like
can tell
9
you.
hours of my life I'm never
I
going to
can
get
tell you.
back."
That was only like 2 years ago. I watched them. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
All right.
enough for me.
All right, that's good. I can live with that.
All right, we're
Oh,
watching the
you
new
thought we had
Avatar
to watch
movie.
the first 2 again. Sorry,
I was thinking.
just
I
the
was
third.
thinking you got.
Like, we have done a podcast about them, right?
We've done the first 2. We reviewed the first 2.
Yeah,
when
we
the
did.
second one
Yeah,
came
when
out.
Way of Water came out, we did those.
Okay,
So
good.
can we just stitch these episodes together?
Yes,
No,
this one
we'll-
will be added on to the end of that one, retroactive.
We'll just talk about it. That's fine. Cool.
We'll talk
All right.
about the third one.
Join us next fortnight for. Does anyone know what it's called? Something
Fire
fire.
and Ash.
Fire and Ash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to superfan Alex, who I met on the weekend. His favorite movie is Australia, and I can't get behind that. But otherwise, keep listening. We appreciate all our fans.
Sorry you couldn't miss your favorite podcast host of the 3, but you met the other 2, so that's fine.
Yeah. This podcast, as always, is brought to you by a couple of books by Conan Clark, The Taste of Iron and The God Grotesque. Check
Third
them
one's
out.
this close.
All that close. It's coming soon. So get in now, get ahead, get ready for the release of the third one.
That'll be a trilogy we can review then. So
You got to read it first, fellas.
yeah.
Hey, I'm most of the way there.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Please rate us on Spotify and iTunes. It would help us out a heap. And we'll catch you next time.
Peace.